Hello and welcome in to the Bruins fan review for Game 1, Round 2, that's nice to say, against the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now, coming into this series, all I'm hearing is that Tampa's offense is just as good as Toronto's offense, which I disagree with. I think Toronto's is better. But Tampa Bay can defend as well, which we all know Toronto's not the best at. We can all agree on that. So coming in, you look at Tampa's depth chart, you see Hedman and Giardi, and the first thing I notice is Giardi's on your first pair, which means they're kind of masking his his negatives with Victor Hedman, which is smart. Yeah, then you see Strawman and McDonough, which looks very good on paper. And then you have Braden Coburn and the rookie who people compare to McAvoy, even though I think McAvoy is way better, Mikhail Sergachev. And I'm going to be honest, this team on paper is a scary team. But if you look past their second line on offense, the third and fourth line, you're not that scared of. Yes, they're not bad lines, but I'm not scared of Yanni Gord, Sorelli, and company and Kunitz and Ryan Callahan. They don't scare me. And on defense, they are scary. On paper, they were scary, but on the ice today, they did not look it. Personally, coming into this series, I thought the Bruins' physicality and their offense, which can definitely compete with Tampa, and their team defense, which I believe is way better than Tampa's. Team defense is like forwards and defensemen, back-checking, the whole team combined. They're just better than Tampa at it, so I had the Bruins in 6 coming into today. So one big question mark coming into the game for the Boston Bruins was Tuukka Rask. Tuukka Rask had a pretty shaky series against Toronto. He only played good in probably 2 of the 7 games, I'd say, and we won despite his performance. Now, coming in, you want to see a good performance out of Tuukka, and that's exactly what we got today. 2 minutes into the game, a cross crease, Kucherov to Stamkos, and Rask gets the shoulder on Stamkos' one-timer. Big save. He makes another big save on Gord about 9 minutes later. And then with 3 minutes left in the period, he makes a great poke check on Ryan Callahan on a cross crease, which could have gone in if he had not done the poke check. So it was nice to see Tuukka come out and start strong in the first period. Love to see it. So a few minutes left in the first period, and Kevin Miller picks up the puck behind the boards behind Tuukka Rask. Ryan Callahan then proceeds to fish hook him and trip him. And this leads to a Boston power play. And right off the power play, Bergeron wins the faceoff. It gets back to Pastrnak eventually at the point. Pastrnak fires it on net. And Rick Nash tips the puck past Vasilevsky, and the Bruins go up 1-0. This goal is huge because the first goal usually the winner of the game is the team that scores the first goal. So it's big to get the first goal. And Rick Nash got the goal, which is also big because Rick Nash has been having a hard time as of late putting the puck in the net. So to see him get on the score sheet on the goal column is nice to see. So the Bruins go to the intermission with a 1-0 lead, and this is big to have a lead going into intermission on the road. If the Bruins can pull out a win on the road in Game 1, it really sets the tone for the series, and it really could be the difference in between winning and losing the series is how we play the rest of the Game 1. So about 20 seconds into the second period, the first line of the Bruins gets it deep into Tampa's zone, and Pastrnak works it around the boards up to the point to Marchand. Marchand then immediately gives it back to Pastrnak down low, creating a 2-on-1 Bergeron back post pass to if he chooses to. So Pastrnak goes to net, looks like he's about to just go to net and shoot, but then he decides to pass it, and Bergeron one-times it and scores! Now, one reason this goal occurs is because of Ryan McDonough. Now, Ryan McDonough gets caught puck watching. When the puck's at Marchand's stick on the point, he's looking at the puck, and he's not realizing David Pastrnak's right behind him. So when Pastrnak gets the puck, Ryan McDonough's not ready to take him on, so Pastrnak gets it clearly into the net. And I personally think Ryan McDonough's a little overrated, and I'm glad we didn't trade for him at the trade deadline. So about 2 minutes later, Tampa Bay responds with a goal of their own. Cedric Paquette uses his speed and does good work to get around the boards, goes all the way around the boards, gets the puck to Jan Giardi at the point, fires a harmless wrister on Tuukka Rask, but there's so much traffic in front of Tuukka Rask, and I think it might deflect off Grzelcyk, that this puck somehow finds the top left-hand corner, and it's one of those goals you just kind of shake your head and you move on, because there's not really much you can do about it. It's kind of lucky that a guy like Dan Giardi, who broke a 60-game playoff scoreless streak with no goals, finds the top corner like that. So you just chalk that one up to the hockey gods, letting Tampa get back in this. Take that many shots, you're eventually going to have one fine twine. So 9:50 left in the second period, and David Pastrnak takes the puck deep into Tampa's zone. Tyler Johnson of the Tampa Bay Lightning with a great back check and forces a turnover down low. The puck, though, gets to Bergeron on the boards. He does a quick little pass to Marchand, and Marchand, one time, snipes it top corner. Beautiful shot. Bruins go up 3-1, but wait, Wait, what? Huh? Huh? This beautiful shot gets called back on an egregious call here. This is a light cross check to the shoulder, just like that, little, not that hard, and they call this, and this takes away a goal. Tyler Johnson's not making a play on the puck. This barely even, moves Tyler Johnson, and they're calling this a 2-minute minor and taking away a goal for it. That's just bull. But I'm not that mad, or I wasn't that mad watching the game, because I really felt like the Bruins were controlling the game. I thought we would respond and get a goal right back. So the Bruins have to kill off this 2-minute minor on David Pastrnak, and kill they do. They win some puck battles, they have some blocks, good kill. And the puck don't lie on this one. We get a 3-on-2 right after Pastrnak comes out of the box, and we get a 3-on-2 with Pastrnak, Rick Nash, and David Krejci. David Krejci carrying the puck in the zone, brings the puck towards the Tampa Bay defender and does a drop pass for Rick Nash. Rick Nash takes in the slot, and he shoots, and he scores. There we go, Rick Nash. 2 goals in the game. Love to see it from Rick Nash. Great start. Absolutely filthy snipe. Top left corner. Posted in. Love to see it. Bruins up 3-1 where they deserve to be. This is where the game gets a little interesting and not for the better. So Jake DeBrusk goes to the box for a slash on Anton Strawman. Weak call. He just hits his stick, and Anton's holding it like this. Might as well be like that. And the stick just goes like that. It just goes flying. And you're just looking at that like, how are you calling that in this game? But anyway, that's not where it gets really interesting. So Tampa Bay gets the power play, and the puck goes towards the net, and they take a little swipe at the puck, but it doesn't go in, and you see Tuukka Rask all hot and bothered. And you don't really know why live, and it's not until the replay after that you can tell. But anyway, the play's not over yet. So the puck eventually gets to Mikhail Sergachev, the young defenseman at the point of Tampa Bay. And he fires it on net, harmless shot, you think. But Tuukka Rask doesn't even try to save this, and it goes over his shoulder. And at first I'm wondering, why aren't you even looking at the play? It really confused me why Tuukka Rask wasn't even focused on the play, it seemed like. Didn't even attempt to save this, it looked like. So it turns out Tuukka Rask's skate blade came out when the puck went towards the net. I think he made a kick save and it just popped out. But I thought, I didn't know that you didn't whistle the play dead if a goalie's equipment was off. I really thought you're supposed to whistle it dead. Apparently, you only do that if it's a mask, which, at the moment, I'm all pissed off. I'm like, that's stupid, the play should be stopped. But according to the rule book, it shouldn't. Which I think they need to change the freaking rule book. Because it's stupid. The goalie can't even do his job. He's the goalie. It's different than a skater losing his skate blade, because a skater can get off the ice. The goalie, you cannot get off the ice, because then the puck will be in your net. Which Tuukka should have played this play and continued on, but it looked like he was more focused on getting the ref's attention, because he probably thought it warranted a stoppage in play. But it didn't. But they need to change that rule. And, you kind of look at this goal and go, okay, Tampa got another goal, but it's another extremely lucky goal, and it's kind of on Tuukka Rask for not trying to play it, but it's also on the skate blade for popping out, but it's also on the ref for not stopping it, even though he shouldn't stop it. It's confusing, and I'm hot and bothered in my couch, and, you just move on and chalk it up to the hockey gods, stomping on Boston. One thing that is a moment we will probably never forget, and it will be replayed throughout the history, is Tuukka Rask picking up the skate blade that I mentioned, fell out and just hucks it at the boards, at the glass. Some fan was probably just in there like that. It probably looked like it was coming right at them. Thank God for glass. But that moment will live on forever. So we got that out of this game. So we move to the third period. The Bruins just need a solid third. They need to not have Tampa outscore them, but they don't need to outscore Tampa because they have a 1-goal lead heading to the third. Good solid third. We can seal up game 1 and move on to game 2. So 3.5 minutes into the third period, the first line is out there doing work again. You cannot stop this first line, probably the best line in the whole entire National Hockey League. So they get the puck into Tampa's zone. They're working around. David Pastrnak eventually turns it over, heading from behind the net towards the slot. The puck, though, gets to Charles McAvoy at the point, and Charles throws it on the net, not intending to score on the shot, but intending to look for a deflection. In deflection, he finds it in Brad Marchand, and he tips it and he scores, and the Bruins go up 4-2. This is really nice to see King Charles get on the score sheet, because I think he only had 1 or 2 points in the first series. This is a very nice shot pass play that he did, and you like to see it. He ended up with 2 assists in the game. The second one was on an empty netter, so is what it is, but it goes on the score sheet. Solid game for Charles all around. The Bruins are up 4-2 at this point, and Yanni Gourde's line with Alex Korn, or at least I believe that's the line, they're getting a very good shift and putting a lot of pressure on the Bruins in their zone. And let's talk about the newest star in Boston sports, and his name is Jake DeBrusk. Now this guy has been elite in these playoffs, and he showed a lot of grit on this shift, and this shift will be remembered for a while by Boston sports fans, maybe forever. He takes a vicious shoulder from Alex Killorn straight to the face. Should have been a call. No call on that. I don't know why. But he again gets up. He's shaking up on the play. He then makes a great block on Yanni Gourde with the upper part of his leg, right above the knee where the pads don't cover as well. Huge block. And then Mikhail Sergachev gets the puck at the point, and he makes a dolphin dive poke check, and hits the puck right on Mikhail Sergachev's handle, and they gets the puck out of the zone, and the Bruins get a change off of that diving poke check. So he took a vicious shot to the head, huge shot block, and huge clearance of the puck out of the zone. So this is just an all-time shift for Jake DeBrusk, probably his best shift of the playoffs, and it's not even resulting in a point for him. But this is just a man's shift. This is like a Greg Campbell shift. So David Pastrnak brings the puck into the Tampa Bay zone for the Bruins. He then does an insane, I don't know how he finds Marchand on this, turn and pass to Marchand, no look, crosses zone through two Tampa defensemen, somehow finds Marchand. Marchand takes on the backhand, shields the puck well, and takes it down to about where Pastrnak passed it to him from lower right circle. Does a one-time no-look pass to Patrice Bergeron. Bergeron snipes it top left corner. And this is just an insane goal because all three players have to be exactly right on their movements for this to happen. Pasternak's pass has to be on the money. Marchand's pass and skating ability has to be on the money. Bergeron, he has no time to think about that shot. He just has to rip it, and he does. And the Bruins go up 5-2, and this is personally my favorite goal of the game, and this is a dagger to Tampa Bay's hopes in Game 1. Eventually, John Cooper gets bowled on the power play and decides to pull his goalie. The Bruins kill off the penalty, which was Jake DeBrusk again. Jake DeBrusk hops out of the box and fittingly gets an empty netter goal with 6 minutes left because John Cooper got bowled. And this is the final dagger and the final goal of the game, and the Bruins would go on to win 6-2 against the Tampa Bay Lightning, and they would take a 1-0 series lead. Alright, let's talk about Tampa Bay for a second and why they should be very concerned. One, you've lost home ice in Game 1. Huge concern, especially in the playoffs where home ice matters oh so much. The second thing you should be worried about is the Strawman and McDonough pair. They look like garbage tonight. Strawman -4, McDonough -3. Not a good look for that pairing all around, eaten alive by the Bruins first line. They were pairing the Bruins first line against this pair. They were also pairing them against the, the Palat, Point, and Johnson line, which apparently was supposed to be Tampa Bay's shutdown line. Two of them were -4. One of them was -3. They got eaten alive as well. So you guys should be very worried and hope for better games from them. I'm not going to judge you guys too much on this because it's only one game. And as you know, you have to win 4, not 1 to win a series. Alright, let's talk about Tampa Bay for a second and why they should be very concerned. One, you've lost home ice in Game 1. Huge concern, especially in the playoffs where home ice matters oh so much. The second thing you should be worried about is the Strawman and McDonough pair. They look like garbage tonight. Strawman -4, McDonough -3. Not a good look for that pairing all around, eaten alive by the Bruins first line. They were pairing the Bruins first line against this pair. They were also pairing them against the, the Palat, Point, and Johnson line, which apparently was supposed to be Tampa Bay's shutdown line. Two of them were -4. One of them was -3. They got eaten alive as well. So you guys should be very worried and hope for better games from them. I'm not going to judge you guys too much on this because it's only one game. And as you know, you have to win 4, not 1 to win a series. Okay, now let's talk about the Bruins. Now, you got great performances from Marchand, Bergeron, and Pastrnak. The first line really lit it up tonight. But besides that, you got a few other things to look at, like Jake DeBrusk and his great performance on the other side of the ice. Kid really brings a lot of energy. But more importantly tonight, I think we should all focus on Rick Nash getting 2 goals, which is huge because if he can get it going, he can start putting pucks in the net more frequently. The Bruins may just be the favorite to get out of the East if he can start producing at that rate. Do I expect him to continue putting in 2 goals a game? No. But a goal here and there every other game would be a lot nicer than the production we've been getting out of him lately. McAvoy 2 assists, that's another big thing because he looked a lot better today than he did in Series 1 at all. Very physical, very precise on his passing. I like the way McAvoy looked today. Hopefully he can stay that way. And as a Bruins fan, there's not really much more you can look for here. You get a Game 1 victory on Tampa's home ice, and you lose Game 2, you still have the advantage of home ice because you have more home games remaining than Tampa. So, bravo to the Bruins today. The Saturday was for the boys this time, and I'm going to cut the review right there. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button, give it a like. If you really like the video and you want to follow the Bruins throughout the playoffs through me, hit the subscribe button. It really means a lot to me if you hit that. And I'll see you for the Game 2 review. Game 2 is Monday night, I believe 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get another W and put a stranglehold on this series early.